welcome Geosley Andrades. Geosley is an associate engineering manager at Cornerstone OnDemand with 12 plus years of experience in the software industry. He would be speaking on the topic Think Big, Think Cloud in a quest to find the silver lining testing with AWS. Please feel free to visit his profile on the URL.
Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be talking about my topic, Think Big, Think Cloud, in a quest to find a silver lining with AWS. I'm Geosley Andrades. I'm Associate Engineering Manager at Cornerstone OnDemand. I have 12 years of experience and I'm an AWS Solutions Architect. Software is going faster than ever. Startups have now taken on giants. Getting software into the hands of the millions is a download away. Testing needs to be equally fast. Our software delivery models have evolved. We have shifted on to smartphones, smart devices, and smartwatches. Cloud is indeed the technology of the past, present, and future. Key cloud testing steps are building an understanding of the cloud, formulating your test strategy, plan your infrastructure, select your service provider, which could be AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure, execute your test, and monitor and analyze your test results. Cloud computing benefits are many. Out of the survey taken, among the top two are pay only for what you use and easy and fast deployment to end users. You will be surprised to know that among the top applications in the cloud, test and development applications stand into the second spot. Few things to go and understand while moving into the cloud. That test infrastructure and setup in the cloud can get expensive. We have around 24,000 distinct Android devices. You could use the power of AWS device farms to stimulate your test on various Android devices. We also, as testers, have to perform cross-browser testing, cross-device testings, and cross-platform testings. You can leverage the power of Amazon EC2, which are instances or computes. But understanding the compute and cost model is really very important. The on-demand cost model is about purchasing a compute whenever you need it. Reserved instances are you can reserve a compute for 1 or 2 years, where the cost gets a little bit more cheaper. You can also procure unused AWS instances, which are known as spot instances at a spot price. There are also provisions when you have to do testing with regards to compliance or regulatory, where you can purchase a dedicated host for your testing. Key things to remember when you're testing your infra, you need to remember these 3 points: pay as you go, save more when you reserve, and pay less by using more. The second thing you need to understand is performance testing and generating artificial traffic on the cloud can get tricky. You can use the power of AWS auto scaling groups, where you can increase and decrease your number of instances and see how your test and application behaves. You can also use the power of AWS CloudWatch alarms, where you could monitor how your application is performing. It's also important for us testers to know, by splitting load and testing out the load scenarios, how the application will behave during major events like Big Billion Sales or Amazon Big Billion Sale or the Black Friday. So you can leverage the power of AWS Elastic Load Balancer to test out these scenarios. One thing we also need to understand is you should be leveraging the power of AWS for testing disaster. Netflix introduced Chaos Monkey and the Simian Army, where they were forcefully introducing their infrastructure to, get into a disaster, so that they could see how reliant the system was. And using the power of AWS, you can really do and test this for high availability using Amazon Route 53. We as testers also need to test for failover scenarios. What if one of our regions goes down? Is our application able to come back to the normal state in fraction of seconds? While setting up instances on the cloud, you can leverage the power of Amazon machine images. Spinning up, installing your applications on various machines in your testing can be really very tricky. You can use the power of Amazon machine images, which is the golden master, and you can create as many test instances as you want with the configuration that you need. You don't have to repeat your steps over and over again. What if your testing infrastructure needs to be spin up in a different region? You can use the power of AWS Cloud Formation, wherein you could easily model, automate, and deploy your applications in matter of seconds. It's about coding your infrastructure, storing your code into an S3 bucket, using the power of AWS Cloud Formation, and then spinning up your resources and configuring it in fraction of seconds. Next thing to understand is more about your testing is not complete if you have forgotten about security. You can use the power of AWS to cater to security as well. Distributed denial of service is or an attack which you can check and use the power of AWS WAF to stimulate the scenario of exploiting or creating the 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 setup of a attacker, and you can test your scenarios. It's very important for us to check how our application behaves in certain scenarios like this. Also, at times we have to perform legislation testing or compliance testing, where we want to test whether our application is showing relevant content in one region and whether we want to block a particular content in different region. You can use the power of AWS Route 53 geolocation, where you can easily switch and test these scenarios. Where, for example, in the example, the content that you want to display on your website in Korea may be different from the content that you want to display in the US region. Or else, if you want to block a content in Korea, you can test this using the power of AWS Route 53. The last point is more about whenever you're doing test, always aim and strive to get into the continuous delivery model. Right? Teams are releasing faster than ever. The snapshot that you see right now is about Amazon and Netflix, where the number of microservices are there and interconnections and interlinks are there. Now, testing of this could be really very tricky. So focus on continuous delivery, automate your software process, improve your developer productivity, always strive to address bugs faster and deliver updates faster, because continuous delivery is not just for happy testers, but also for happy developers. Focus on using the power of AWS code pipeline, where you can check in your code, build, and then deploy your code into production in fraction of seconds. So you can use your GitHub to check in your code, build it using Jenkins, integrate your unit tests, and then deploy it easily using Elastic Beanstalk. In summary, I'd like to end that whenever you're using the power of the cloud, focus on saving cost on infrastructure, strive to test for performance, very important to test for disaster recovery, aim to test for security, and don't miss out on continuous delivery. Hope this presentation were able to find the silver lining in your cloud. Connect to me at Geosley_Andrades, and I'm on Twitter at @Geosley. If you want more references, you can refer to docs.aws.amazon.com. Thank you, GTR 2020 and the team at Agile Testing Alliance for giving me the opportunity to present.
Thanks to you once again.